and an offering to you to help drive what happens, the quarter doesn't have that energy. It doesn't have that focus. So I'm here to commit to you today that 2023 will have that at each one of those moments. You're going to hear from product marketing a little bit later today. What you're going to see is a very deliberate and intentional focus at each one of those segments, how they're going to drive education, how they're going to deliver tools regarding product to help you drive that energy and be intentional about that energy each and every month. Now, I know there's always going to be people that will want to take that energy from you, right?
We're streaming this.
That's never been in shortage here at Young Living.
Kickoff call.
But I want you to think about it a little bit differently. You want to know what fuels me? That garbage that comes at you to distract you, to change your mindset, to get you distracted off of what you're focused on, that fuels me. That fills my cup. I want it to fill your cup. Let's go prove people wrong. Let's go show them why they're sad that they don't have this. They don't have this energy. They don't have these leaders. They don't have this community.
That's okay.
They certainly don't have these products.
This is just a shit show.
They certainly don't have the opportunity that we have.
This is so much information control.
Let's use that fuel this year to be purposeful about driving that energy every single month. We're here to help. We're here to help build and drive that energy with you throughout the year. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up Rita Morrow, who's going to talk to you about how
this is information control 101 from Young Living. It's just for their platinums and above.
Real life people within Young Living.
I'm sorry.
Show to you why that mattered.
It's just Young Living.
Show to you why that mattered for people within the organization that used it to build the energy that they needed from the announcement day to the end of November, and how we're going to continue to do this throughout the year. So please give a round of applause for Rita Morrow, Senior Manager of Training and Education.
Oh, shit. Thank you for licking the stream, Rita Morrow.
Thank you. And I hope we've told you enough how much we appreciate you traveling and being with us. I feel like the building is going to feel a little lonely when you leave, so please come back and visit.
What's up?
But thank you again for being here. Like
we have this because of
it's going
Kira.
To be an exciting year, and we've really been
Sweet
trying to
Christina.
strategize and think about the question: what can we do to better align?
No thanks.
We want to be partners. We need to be partners.
What?
And so this is always top of mind. What can we do to help you build your business?
Top of mind.
Now,
this
we've made
is some
observations
shit.
As we've traveled, and we get to meet with people one-on-one, myself and our leader development team. And so we've really gotten a feel for what's going on.
Thank you for licking the stream.
Like people need
I need to find
direction.
a good little video for Young Living.
Understanding what to focus on. The beautiful thing about this community of leaders, and we've been mentioning, we have the best leaders. But the beautiful thing is that you're each so different. You each have your own approach, your own
widget's
style.
Not working.
You have your own story, maybe your own connection to our products. And many of you have even spent time with Gary and the Young family. And so you've seen the vision for a long time.
Why is this not lit?
And I think it's beautiful to preserve that. We want to preserve your individuality and how you're leading in your own ways.
Do you?
But our job is to help you, providing you with tools, with strategy, with a little bit more, so that you can hone your team in and say, hey, this is what corporate's working on. Here are some of our themes.
Information
Here are
control.
some extra tools for us. Let's go, get them, Tiger. And
Rock
you
on.
are the best at motivating your team.
Hello, Kira.
So that's how we can align better.
I don't know why
we each have our own roles.
widget's not working.
We want you to do it your way too.
It's here.
Now, like I said, we get to travel and we get to support a lot of your events. And one thing that we've realized is that people just need that direction. We were talking to someone recently in Florida. Leon Atsedy and I were speaking to just a few members, different ranks, trying to figure out what they need help with in their business.
Widget. Hold on.
And it was just interesting to see that there was no problem with the passion behind the products. They had their favorite products. They knew exactly what they love about this company. But then we said, okay, how are you sharing about becoming a brand partner? What are you doing to share the opportunity? Dead silence. And we're like, you're not sharing the opportunity to be a brand partner? Have you guys seen that in your business? Yeah.
Okay, hopefully that'll
fix it. A little bit
it.
more confidence there. And so that's our job, is to create a little bit more of these systems and tools and bring you exciting things and make it simple.
Why isn't this widget working?
And that's what we did on November 1st. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today. But these observations, pay attention to what your people need. Now, one thing that we've really seen that's been a key factor to success
consistency.
Is consistency. We want to prevent this Black Friday mentality where,
watch us whip, please. Let's go.
Where you know that Black Friday
systems talk dirty to me, Rita.
Lots of enrollments, and then we see people trickle off. Take a little break. We just see, the ebbs and flows.
Lunch and anti-MLM, yes.
That's okay, right?
Here we go.
Maybe 1 month is stronger for you.
Okay, great. This is fixed now.
I want you to think about what consistency this year will do for your business. Now, how do we help cultivate consistency and focus and propel this motivation? How do I fix this widget? It's with these tools, and it's with these things like our changes to Fast Start, with our new loyalty bundles, with focusing on enrollments and making it simple.
I got to fix the widget. Sorry. Key. I don't know what I'm doing.
So one of the biggest focuses I would really make sure you're confident in this year is our Help to Get to concept. We launched, our whole program was called Start, Share, Succeed. So this was the share portion of this program. Now, the beautiful thing about this is, number one, we can help people get their products paid for. You don't need to jump in and start sharing about Young Living.
Send a chat message to see if I fixed it.
Does anyone do that like right away? Like, let me sit you down and break down the comp plan for you.
Oh,
I would
boy.
assume most of you are sharing your favorite products.
Help to get to. U plus 2. So what is this, Beachbody?
This is a simple approach. When you can tell your team, have people help.
Oh my God.
Get their products paid for first.
Fight the good fight, Kate.
You go a little deeper into how they can make some extra income. The other great thing is that this is a simplified track to jumpstart their business. So it sets them up for success with the proper structure. So you might remember this structure here, but if they were to start with a starter bundle, if you can get someone on your team to have them enroll 2, just focus on the 2. And then those enroll 2, they've surpassed that 500 OGB requirement for STAR. So instead of, in your team meetings, trying to focus on, maybe you're really trying to improve on social media marketing and customer acquisition, and then you're trying to make sure everyone's following up. Make sure you have a foundational concept and start strong there. Start with the 2. Then maybe spend a little bit more time training on how to elevate their businesses in other ways. But if you can get them to focus on that attainable goal, I think we're going to see a lot of success. As you're thinking about how you're going to strategize this year, I want you to think about this. What would your business look like if every brand partner in your organization introduced oils to 2 families each month?
Oh.
I'm assuming your organization
it's a sideways pyramid now.
Your OGV might change a little bit.
They just rotated 90 degrees.
So think about that. If every single brand partner did that, what would it look like?
Oh, shit.
And on a bigger scale, what would our world and communities look like? We've talked about this morning. This is so much bigger. Our vision needs to be bigger. Like Ben was saying, we're trying to get oils in so many homes. The money's great, right? The money helps.
The money's not great.
Gives us an enjoyable life, and we can do more and share more.
The money's not great, my friend.
And do things like contribute to our goals with the foundation. We need to keep this bigger vision too.
What's up,
okay,
MG?
Who likes numbers? Does anyone like looking at graphs, data? Okay, got some people in the room. Let's talk numbers and look at what's happened so far since we changed Fast Start. So in North America, between October and November, we've seen a 119% increase month over month from October to November. Granted, we did have our holiday sale, but keep in mind, as we look at some other data, we're going to really focus in just on Fast Start.
Let me try it again.
Average earnings. What else did we see? This almost doubled on average.
Boy.
That's incredible. And this is just the beginning. Okay. Now, I have a few case studies for you to look at. I've been looking at what people have been earning just in this short period of time.
What do you mean case studies?
But it's really interesting to see how big of an impact this is making. So just keep in mind the following studies I'm going to show you. They only include Fast Start bonuses paid on the level 1 payments in month 1. So this is going to be your personal enrollments or with compression. Anyone like compression?
I don't know why my wedge is not working. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Anyone that got compressed and they're now your level 1.
Oh, there we go.
First one here.
Yes.
Case study 1 is a silver leader. And as you can see, she was enrolling, 2, 1, and then November hits, hustled a little bit more, stepped it up, and she enrolled 8. You can see her level 1 payments in October was $16. In November, it was $422. And keep in mind, this is level 1. This is not level 2. This is not level 3. And this is not her total earnings. How incredible. The increase in payout was 2,467% on Fast Start. Yeah, we like that. We want to see that, right? Yes. All right, one more example here. Gold leader. She had a really great summer. She got 5 and 10
Should I tag them in my stories?
Then it started trickling down a little bit.
We're good. 2, Why does this not work?
What's really interesting here.
What's up with my chat?
In October, she had 3. And then she did less enrollments in November. She had 2. Her increase in payout was still 121%.
I literally just went live because Kira sent me this.
I think that's really key there.
This is live. This plat chat
and one more
kickoff is live.
Silver leader. Pretty consistent, just enrolling about 1 a month. November stepped it up, did 6 enrollments. She went from $27 in October on her Fast Start level 1, went up to $406. So the increase was 1,385%. Isn't that incredible? What an opportunity we have. And did she enroll 20 people? Are we expecting that? No. We want you to focus on helping 2 get that 2. Set them up for success.
They stole Beachbody's little thing, really didn't they?
And we're going to see some consistency.
Are we going to see it?
Now, I just want to remind you that we do... Okay.
I'm being an asshole, sorry.
Is it a train? Okay. We're good. Just want to remind you, we have Fast Start resources. youngliving.com/get-started is our landing page. If you are wanting to refresh on what we launched on November 1st, please go there. We also have our digital library. So we have flyers, graphics. We even have a Fast Start animation video if you want to give someone like a 2-minute glimpse of what the Fast Start change was.
Oh my God.
Perfect animation video for you. Other things we're working on this year, Win the Week. We want to continue highlighting you. Tina actually spoke this last Monday and people were commenting like, this is what I needed. They want to hear from you. They want to hear your insights on what's working because you guys are amazing leaders. So this is another platform that we're going to use for training this year. So make sure to tune in on Mondays. Are they amazing leaders? We also have our digital library, like I mentioned. And these are 2 examples of ebooks that we've created. So we want to create shareable tools so that you can use, especially if you're talking to a new customer about a product. It makes it easy to say, why don't you look at this tool? Let you take a look. It's like a magazine. And then let's follow up. Let me talk to you a little bit more if you have questions. It just makes it that much easier. And then we're going to continue with specialized training. The new Fast Start
is such an easy way to get money in people's pockets.
We want to make sure we're including business training so that you're not constantly feeling like you have to do all the trainings. So make sure to look out for that. Now, one of the best resources that I would encourage you to use this year is our leader development team.
This is live.
They are incredible. Thanks to Kira. I work with them hand in hand, and we've gotten to travel and work with so many of your teams to help them and hold them accountable. I think it's a different level with.
I think we'll just hold you on living accountable.
Actually looking at their business and checking in on them. I think that's a whole other level that can help people. So to give you a better idea of what this team does, I'm going to introduce Leon Atzity. He's our Executive Director of Leader Development, and he's going to tell you, and we're also going to invite someone from our U.S. Latino sales too. And also Leon will talk a little bit about Canada.
Thank you for looking the stream.
A specialized team. So Martine Moreno is also going to speak on our teams. But thank you so much. We're really excited about this year. And without further ado, Leon Atzity.
Awesome. Thank you, Rita.
What's his name?
Man alive. What is up, Diamond Plus leaders? How's everybody doing?
We can't see you, sir. Am I booted?
I was just going to say we can feel it. It is so great to be with you here today, and it's great to be able to feel your energy.
So we've been so excited this whole week getting ready for each and every one of you to come here and spend time with us. This place has just been electric. So thank you for being here. We're so excited to spend time with you.
Speaker view.
I'm excited.
Who's running this?
Talk a little bit about what our teams do. How many of you have worked with one of our leader development managers? How many of you done that?
They're yelling at him in the live
They're
chat.
incredible, right? They're amazing. The goal of our team, the leader development
No,
team,
you're good.
We were built specifically to support you in your goals.
I'm supposed to be working in a few minutes,
achieve your goals, to work with your teams and be that added level of support. We know you guys are all great leaders and you offer tremendous support to your teams, but we are built to help and add that added level of support to you and your teams. Our team is focused on helping your teams achieve their goals, working towards those goals and hitting them, whether it is a rank advancement, whether it's to hit a bonus, an incentive
It
trip.
did sound like
Our
that,
team is built
Harper.
specifically to do that, to help you work towards that.
It sounded
goal
like
of hitting those benchmarks or those
NEONATZI.
goals. And we are super excited about that. We're an added level of accountability is all. We love to be that accountability partner. And there's so many, as Rita was showing a lot of those slides of those different leaders that have been able to achieve the 𝐓𝐇𝐒𝐃 and have been able to achieve different bonuses. Our team we work with those leaders. We work with your teams and we hear all about you and all the good support that you provide. And we love to be that
What
added
is this
level.
view?
The other great thing I love that this team does is this team is focused in on making sure that we provide platforms for you guys. How many times have we
Pamela
called
Rich
you out
is
and
yelling at
invited
them
you
in
to
the chat.
speak or train, to be a part of a master class, a mastermind, a business training, to support leaders in the field. And that's what you do. So that's another great thing that our team does. We partner up with you, we lock arms with you, and we are able to go ahead
no one lock
and
arms
find
with
out
me.
all the great things that you do. And like, hey,
No
we
one.
need you to train the rest of the field on that. And we get to do that with you. We love traveling, being out in your area, spending time with you, and really locking arms and being that accountability partner with you.
Is this some kind of patriarchy?
If
like,
you want to get in contact
why
with our
are
team,
all the
you just use that
people
QR code right
in
there.
charge of other
You can share
people
that link with
dudes?
any of your team members, and they can get in contact with their
I just don't get
corresponding
it.
sales manager. And it is awesome. We also have an amazing
I'm not trying to be
team
like
up in Canada.
feminist
And they
or
are here to
whatever, but
support you.
I don't get
They're
that.
celebrating 10 years this year, Canada. Shout out to Canada, celebrating 10 years. And they are all about it. And we have an amazing team up there.
We have one lady
providing
in
that same
Canada
level of
who's
support
actually
as
forward-thinking
well.
at
And
the top,
Martin,
leadership development
my compadre
manager.
here, he is amazing. And I feel lucky to be able to work with him, to be able to learn from him. And he has an amazing team as well that I'd love to turn the time over to him and let him talk about.
Thank
Melissa.
you, Leon. Thank you.
Someone freaking control the camera. This is a multi-billion at one point dollar company.
I have some fans here. Thank you. They made it. So I've had the privilege to work with several of you. My team's worked with several of you, but I know that in this year, as our plans are coming together, we're being more strategic.
Who is controlling this camera?
To work with all of you and your teams. I can say this because the U.S. Latino market, the Latinos are 20% of the population of this country. And growing fast, right? Every single one
Don't even
of you have
target
Latinos in your
a
team,
group of
Spanish
people.
speakers. And Latinos, not all the 20% of our population, they speak English, a lot of them, but they still love connecting with their culture, with their roots. And they have a slightly different way of doing things, of thinking in some things. We're absolutely here to help you. And
Are they
support
really
you,
saying
help
this right
them
now?
Be able to understand and participate in this business in a way that resonates with their culture, with them. To be able to provide trainings in their language, to be able to support them. All the things that Leon has talked about, we have a team that can do the same to help you and your teams to be able to help these people, support them.
It's
and help them
absolutely
reach their goals.
garbage.
Lots of times people think, well, the people who speak Spanish, they're the poor people. Just to give you an idea.
Oh my
if you
God,
take the
did he
money
just say that?
the Latinos manage and spend in this country, and you separate it as if it were its own country, it would be the 7th strongest economy of the world. So
Did
we
he
think
just
about
say
opening
that?
countries and being the first and running around the world to start a market. You have a huge opportunity right here. With the market, Latinos are networkers. They love to have fun. If you can do business, it has to be a fun business activity. There's a lot of, if you come around to any of our meetings at convention or any of the times we get together, there's always more
Oh
yelling,
my God, where's Karina?
more laughing, and it usually ends in dancing. So there's a slightly different approach to business, but we're really excited to be able, we've spent the last 2 years putting together an amazing team that's very productive, works really hard to support the efforts of the company.
Karina,
and we're here
where are
to
you?
back you up and to be able, like I said,
Tanya.
every one of you have people
Is Karina
that are
around?
Latinos in your team. If there's anything we can do to help you, help them, feel more comfortable, be attracted to what we're doing here, we're happy to do so. And I look forward to being able to get to know you better and working with you and your teams.
Awesome.
Cat. What the hell?
Make sure that you use our team. We love working with you guys. We love supporting you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. With that, I'll turn the time back over to Andrew Armstrong.
What the hell was that? Did he really just say that?
Thank you, Rita, Leon, Martine. Thank you all so much. Again, I hope what you've seen from what Rita
I know she was not
shared,
feeling good too.
how we can be purposeful in delivering you
Lynn.
tools, resources in an effort to drive something that will increase not only your
Andrew.
business, but also the business of your customers, and to be able to be more business focused.
How is
in that
no
intent.
one?
Then again, with Leon and Martine, you guys have incredible resources that you can tap into.
𝐔𝐒𝐄 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐒𝐿, I remember.
Be able to help drive and help you connect with those resources and that intentionality.
Why is no one standing like
take full advantage of that?
speaking
now,
up?
It's my pleasure
and saying like, don't
to
talk
introduce
about a group of
somebody
people
I
like that.
have an enormous amount of respect to, because the job is absolutely incredible, and her team do a phenomenal job of helping support you in a very creative way with collateral, with graphics, and the material that can help
Why
you
is no one
educate
speaking
and
up
train
and saying
and all
what the hell?
things that are fun. So without further ado, please help me introduce Lindy Smith, Chief Marketing Officer.
No one's even blinking.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. That was a great introduction. How are we all doing?
Bad. We're doing badly.
Are you feeling
No
okay?
one in the live chat saying anything.
An hour. Does anyone want to stand? Okay, stand up. Let's stand up for just a minute. Get our wiggles out of us.
Holy shit.
I know when we're in the office, we have to do the same. We sit
Is
behind
that
our
Ben
desks all
Riley?
day, and you have to get those times where you can stand up, stretch, and
I
just
wonder
walk.
if Brooke's
So,
here.
thanks for taking a minute. I'm not going to do the bobsledding that Ben knows really, really well, which makes it really awkward. I'm just going to let you stretch on your own.
I don't think Brooke's there. How is no one speaking up and saying, what the hell? Why
Okay,
are you talking about a group of people
you
like
guys are getting
that?
the wiggles out. I want to kind of kick us off with a story.
I'm in
this
here
is
under
a
my real
story
name,
that's very,
so
very personal to me. So I'm going to try
I
to
can't
get
cause
through it
havoc
without
in the
any
chat.
tears. So bear with me, please. This is my beautiful family right here behind me. And in, let's see, January of 2020, my husband had COVID. And he slept for 24 hours and then he was back on his feet like he always is and just powered through. Well, a few weeks later, he still wasn't feeling well. And a few more weeks passed by and he calls me and he says, I think I have an inner ear infection. Will you call a doctor? Let's check it out. He's like, I feel like my COVID symptoms just never went away. So I got him an appointment. He didn't have an inner ear infection. And the doctor said, if you really aren't feeling well, based
I
on
think
the
they just got up
symptoms
and
he's had, let's do a
stretched.
CAT scan. So he goes in for a scan. Another week passes. They call us and they say,
vent, because they're being racist AF at this Young Living event for platinums and
Another
above.
week passes. We do the MRI.
What's up, Sky?
The results of that
This was
MRI
just like
changed our lives.
fast. Kira sent me
this.
this.
Is me trying to not be too
it's live.
With that, they found a brain tumor, and it was in his right frontal lobe, about walnut size, so it had been there for a long time. And from the time that we found that brain tumor, it was a whirlwind. We had to get and find the best surgeons to remove it. And we did. We found a really amazing surgeon from Huntsman that's just right here in Utah. And from that time, from the time we found it to surgery, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And it was a whirlwind. In fact, it wasn't until I was sitting in the waiting room while he was having surgery that I realized how kind of the weight of what had happened. And I was the only one sitting in that waiting room getting a call from the OR every hour. And I didn't realize that at first, but I'm looking around and I'm realizing every hour I'm getting a call that they're just updating me on his vitals. They're not giving me any details, but that he is doing okay. A 6-hour surgery turns into 8.5 hours. I'm sitting there watching as other people, come in, they're waiting. I'm chatting with a few of them. Some are getting open heart surgery or waiting for someone that's getting open heart surgery. And I'm realizing as they're leaving, their nurse is coming in and letting them know, hey, your loved one's ready, go back, you can go and meet them now. Well, after my 8.5 hours, I look up to see the surgeon walking to grab me. And instead of saying, hey, let's go see your husband, he asked me to step into a room. And again, sorry. And what we had learned is they did remove the tumor 100%. But during the process, they had paralyzed his left side.
Oh my God, no.
So
please have some compassion for her in the chat.
Care, and then 4 more weeks in inpatient physical therapy. Now, the positive side. So let's stop the tears. The positive side, he is walking again.
Okay, good.
Very exciting. Yes.
I mean, that has to be extremely traumatic.
He's incredible. So he has powered through with the power of essential oils.
Oh my God, never mind.
We would not have got through that time.
Oh my God.
Emotionally, I would have not got through that time. So
never mind.
I loved essential oils
compassion
for 20 years.
and then
I've been with Young
essential
Living for 20 years.
fucking oils.
I will never go a day without essential oils now because of that experience.
Oh my God. Forget it.
So I do have a point to sharing all of this. It's not just about the emotions.
She just did. We thought she wasn't going to, and then she did.
I value oils, and I want to do everything I can to make sure that you
This
have
is Young
the
Living.
products that you need
This is
to share
platinum and above.
I understand why you're out there sharing
platinum,
it.
diamond.
I understand why this is important to you, and it's important
crown diamond,
to me
royal
too.
crown diamond.
It's so important to me. With that being said, so marketing's focus is this year.
I hope you feel better soon,
What we
Beth.
want to support you in is first, 𝐶 storytelling. Ben set that up really nicely.
Oh, did he?
𝐶
Did Ben
storytelling is
Riley
very,
do that?
Very important to us. Number 2, we need to align our product stories. We need to give you more information and
Thank
more
you for
content
liking
on
the
our
stream.
products than we ever have. And number 3, we need to protect Young Living's brand. And I'm passionate about that. I promise you guys, it matters to me. It hurts me deeply when we have the haters talking about Young Living in a poor way.
What up?
And so even though you may call me and I give you a very professional, cordial response, know that emotionally I'm pissed and I hang up that phone and when we get off those calls with you, we sidebar about how mad we are. And so I'm sorry we come across very corporate sometimes. The intent really is to make sure that you guys feel comfortable, that we're moving forward in the right way, but we do get mad and we do talk about how do we address this in the best way. So that's the third thing we're going to do. What I want to talk to you about right now is 𝐶. Let's dive into that.
Oh, 𝐶. fucking seal.
𝐶 was created by Gary Young.
What was her second point?
Clear back at
No
the
one
beginning of
knows.
Young Living. He created it because he wanted to make sure that we had the highest quality essential oils from the time the seed was planted in the ground.
Look
until
at the
that
bottom
oil
left
bottle
of
was
their
sealed. So since the inception of 𝐶,
they had two.
our product offering has
Who was
drastically
QCing
changed.
this?
It is not just oils. It is personal care items. It's the items that you have in your home. It's nutritional supplements. The oil demand has drastically increased.
What an awesome
So not only
testimony.
are
We
we-
all need to keep sharing our testimonies.
only
It's
are
what
we,
caught us at our first convention.
essential oils,
We
but
went
we're
there
selling
specifically
a
to be able to
vast
talk
amount
to
of
members
products,
and hear their
and we're selling
stories.
a lot
If
more
I
than we
needed to
ever
talk to real
anticipated.
people and hear their
So
testimonies.
what that means is that 𝐶 as the seed in the ground to sealing that bottle
Crystal,
is a
what's up?
philosophy that we've applied across all of our
Look, they
product
didn't
offering.
even QC their own
the definition
PowerPoint.
of seed to seal has become a lot greater than just oils. I think that's an important thing to note. It is something that's so much bigger than essential oils. But the quality
It shouldn't
standards
be.
and those
It
guiding
shouldn't-
principles that were
it shouldn't be.
created continue to maintain and are continuing across all of our product
Yeah,
offerings.
please see Kira's stories.
So what I need to do as a marketing and the marketing team, we need to tell you those stories. We need to make sure that you can go out and talk about seed to seal in the ways that we need to talk about it. So here's how we're doing that right now. Hopefully you're starting to see some of these seed to seal storytelling videos. There's 3 types of videos that we are launching or have launched. You'll see a lot more coming towards
we've
the
looked-
end of the year.
we've reacted
This is
to
what
some
you're
of
getting
them.
from us in the first 6 months of 2023. So first of all, overview seed to seal stories. This talks about the exclusive things that we do on Young Living's farms that no one else can claim. It talks about
The farms don't-
sourcing science and standards.
They don't
which
have
we
enough farms
leading
to
industry standards.
service
I'm
all
so
of the
excited to
people who
start
are Young
telling those
Living
stories a
members.
lot more with our
So they
VCF
have to
compliance.
source
So a lot to
their
be
oils
told under
from
seed to
other
seal.
people, from
Those
brokers.
videos drop monthly, if not more frequently. We're also launching a new series that's called All in the Details. This is very, very raw social content. This is content like you're seeing from Chris Bowerbank. We want you to go behind the scenes with our farmers and our scientists. We want you to know that when we say we have the highest quality standards, we mean it. And you need to meet the people that make it happen, that ensure that you're getting the highest quality products. And then lastly, we've launched the Farm to Label series with Mark Bartlett.
Oh, I'm getting a seal. I'm getting a seal gift. Hold on.
To allow
Please
you
hold.
to see Mark as he comes along learning about Young Living's products.
All right.
It is not replacing seed to seal. It's a key piece of that seed to seal story. There you will see a recent video that Mark did with Nicholas Landell where he's interviewing our farmers. So it's not just about the science, but it's also about what can I learn from our farmers and bring into the labs so that I can do my job better. So that is the series with Mark Bartlett. With that being said, I'm going to dive into each of these 3 video types in a little more detail. I told you what seed to seal was. I'm going to show you a video, which has not quite launched yet, but you will be able to access it on YouTube after today, just because I wanted to make sure it was in your hands, and then you'll see communications in the next couple of weeks on that.
Seed to seal unpacked.
So this also cues us up for something that we're going to be sharing this afternoon with Colby and the Foundation.
Einkorn is very unique. It's like almost a wild grain, very low yield, but highest nutritional value you can find. There's been a tradition for over 8,000 years in this area.
Einkorn was able to grow here, and it stayed in the rotation of the lavender. And Einkorn really stayed alive only because of the necessity to do a rotation. And even people didn't even know how important Einkorn was, so they didn't think anybody would be interested in it.
Gary was searching for nutritional products. He used to go to the Middle East looking for ancient
I have a link. I'll put it in my YouTube. It's where you can submit stuff to my Google Drive.
Said, what are you cultivating?
Crystal, I'll do it after this stream, okay?
Einkorn. And he said, I've been looking for this specific grain for many years, and I didn't even know I was growing it on my farm in France. So Gary, when he gets excited, he gets excited. He said, let's go for it. We have to promote the production of Einkorn.
Gary allowed for Einkorn to be known a little bit more worldwide. And so it became more knowledgeable. And then myself and the other farmers, when we started, seeing the nutritional analysis and all that, we're like, wow.
This is the only cereal that has all the amino acids. So you have the perfect input of protein thanks to Einkorn.
Wheat will, it's so different than the original state it was in nature. Einkorn, on the other hand, it's never been hybridized. It's never been selected. It is the way it was in nature. It is very easy to digest and has this panel for nutritional value.
Einkorn could save the world, according to Gary, because Einkorn would bring the necessary proteins and the benefits in health.
This is a fabulous video. What the?
Help a lot of people.
What the hell is this?
This video of all the videos we've launched so far is my favorite. I want you to hang on to the last statement that Gary said, because we're going to talk more about that this afternoon. So, okay, all in the details. So again, this is intended to be really raw footage. This is behind the scenes. It's not polished. It's not high production like the video I just shared with you. But it shows you that by owning our own farms, which we're the only essential oil company that can do that or does that, because of that, we can do really cool research. We know things about essential oils and harvesting and when to extract that oil than any other oil company. So this is a really cool video example of Nicholas Landell. I also have the video example of something Chris Bauerbank shared, but I'm just going to share the Nicholas Landell one. It's a quick 60-second video. So,
hey everyone, my name is Nicholas Landell and I'm the manager of our French farm. I'm here today to share with you a little bit about the research and the testing we do on the farm. It's very important for our standard seed to seal to gain knowledge and to understand the perfect conditions to grow, harvest, and distill our plants. and to try and get the best quality oil. To start this, I wanted to share a little bit about what's behind me. This is a weather station. This allows us to follow how the weather affects the plant and the essential oil. We get how much rain we get per year or per month. We get wind, we get temperature, and all this data allows us, when we go into distillation and analysis, to see if the weather has affected the essential oil inside the plant, or even during the growth of the plant in the fields, how the weather affects it.
All in the details.
Okay, perfect. So watch for this on our social channels.
This isn't going to age well.
Our goal is that social media will be filled with as much seed to sale content as it is with product tips.
This is not going to age well.
Okay, and the last thing, I'm not going to play this video because I've already shared 2 videos with you, but Farm to Label with our Mark Bartlett, he will be presenting to you later today. He's brilliant, as Ben pointed out. We're so lucky to have him. He's going to revolutionize and change the way that we do some of our business, some of our products, some of our essential oils. So I'm excited for him to share with all of you. So what's next and what can you expect from marketing? I'm going to dive through, I think, 6 things here really quickly, but I want you to know that all of this is coming in 2023. We need to strengthen the story that you see on our Seed to Sale site. I know on Seed to Sale, it doesn't give you the full list of everything we test for. It will. We need to change that. So we're updating the Seed to Sale site. We're aligning on messaging. I'm going to share with
Why don't you align on transparency? You know what I mean?
Platinum's with us as well. Seed to Sale, because it's such a high standard that everybody wants and covets, it's become something that's really targeted. You guys feel that. It's targeted all the time. Well, what's happening is now we're getting a lot of attacks where they want us to treat Seed to Sale like we treat product claims. That's not a great thing. I mean, it's a good thing. We need to make sure we're saying what's accurate. But what it means is that we have to be a lot more cautious about the claims we make around Seed to Sale. And so if you're noticing it's taking us a little bit longer to give you all of those things, it's only because there's a vetting process that we're going through behind the scenes to make sure that when we share something on social media, in our videos, on this website, that you can take it and say it as well. We're not making a claim that we can't defend. And so it's a process and time. So I just want to note that. I say it's coming late 2023. There's going to be small updates to the site throughout the year. So it's not a big reveal late 2023, but by then, I hope you'll be able to use this site as your single source of truth for all things Seed to Sale.
Attacks.
I touched on this already, but just making sure we're sharing more and more Seed to Sale content and making it very social shareable for you guys. So watch for that as well. 2 new things I'm so excited about. This month, this is what's going to happen. We are launching new farm pages on youngliving.com. Each of our farms, I know I'm so excited about this. They're beautiful pages. They will continue to evolve. There will be interactive elements where you can really get up close and personal with our farms. Only a small percentage of our brand partners are able to actually attend a farm. So we need to bring the farms to them.
Your mic is
These
muted.
pages will help us do that. We also have the farm booking site live. It is live right now today. I've given you the URL up here, but you'll be able to link to this site on any of the farm pages. So once you go in and experience the farm site, you'll be able to book a tour there. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the farm experience tour site so you can see all that it includes. So if you go to Young Living Farm Tours, this is what the site looks like. You'll click Book Now. We do have 10 of our farms currently listed, more to come. So watch for that. You can
These
read
are
more
stock
details about
photos,
the farms here.
aren't they? Are these stock photos?
As we go through this, I pre-recorded this, so I wasn't doing it live, so it's going a little slower. But you'll see that if you click on one of the farms, you can select how many people you would like to attend a farm. It's then going to ask you the date and time that you would like to visit.
Go.
And I'll tell you, I don't know if Joe Walker's in the room, but our farms team, they white glove service approach this. So when you book these tours, they will meet you They will help you with your hotel if you choose to stay overnight. Some of these farms allow you to stay overnight on the farm. How exciting is that? So if you are planning retreats with your teams, if you are trying to get others to understand our seed to seal story, use this farm site. Bring your teams. It is available for you. Our farms were created for all of you. And Mary loves to open up her home. She loves to open up our farms so that you can experience them as well. So use them as you would like. Uh-oh. Oh, one more thing. Two more things. Okay. I just mentioned this, but we are not hiding our farms. We want brand partners to have the concierge service when they come to our farms, but we also want to make sure that the medias and anyone that would really like to come, it's open to them. This is something that we're sharing with everyone. I'm also pointing this out because I want you to know that we have a new newsroom.
Anyone want to go to the Utah farm?
It is a draft form, but this is what it looks like. I know oftentimes you want a one-stop shop for all of our statements. That's here. For all of our media mentions, that's here as well. So use this not only for, I'm not only mentioning this in context of seed to seal, but I'm mentioning this to all of you because this will become your source to find all of our PR statements and media mentions. And it's live right now. It's under company and then it's called newsroom. But just know that it's kind of a phase one of an evolving phase. Okay, lastly, I'm most excited about this. I probably should have led with this.
I probably should have led with this, but we weren't prepared for this talk.
You want to see our GCMS reports.
Shit.
You want to see what tests every
not hiding farms, just hiding their brokers.
You want to see that in the order, right? You want to be able to say if your new customer receives a package from us, they get to know that that oil was tested by 52 different tests and it passed every single one. So this is coming.
It's coming soon, even though we've been open for almost 30 years.
Brand partners digitally, possibly putting something in the order, as I mentioned. Maybe it's a QR code on the product label, but we're working through the details to make sure that you know all the steps we took to test that product and to get it to you has been validated and verified. So transparency around our testing is coming.
Okay, great.
Okay, that wraps up my seed to seal segment. I am going to invite up the newest member of the marketing leadership team. I am so grateful to have her and lucky that she said yes, that she would join our team. Her name is Monica Catalano. She has 20 years of experience in product marketing and product development. She has 7 years experience plus, I think even more than that, in the direct sales industry itself. She's passionate about what you do and how you do it. And I think being on the corporate side of direct sales, you have to have that passion because our business is more unique than
we're gonna stream the hell out of it.
We need to understand that everything we do,
they're trying to get out in front of it.
Everything we do impacts your business and in turn your families. And that's important to us. So excited to have Monica. I'm going to invite her up. And if she wants to share anything else about herself, she can.
Dang it, sorry.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to put this down. I get pumping up here, and you know when you have that moment and you're like, I can't talk. So I'm going to get ready. And Lindy, thank you for that warm introduction. And I really have to be honest because I wanted my next move to feel really authentic to me. And the minute I met Lindy, I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And I really want you to know how genuinely excited I am to be part of the Young Living family. And the people are so nice here. And I can't wait to meet each and every one of you because I have heard the best thing about our brand partners. So thank you so much. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mary, for giving me this opportunity. And like Lindy mentioned, my passion really is with helping women specifically, but men, I want to help you too, feel really beautiful and confident from the inside out. And this is my true passion, my 3 beautiful daughters and my husband. But
transparency is coming and we're going to be waiting forever, apparently.
That I can follow my dreams.
This should have been a thing ago, a million years ago.
Create products and tell stories that can really improve the lives of others. Okay. So should we start our journey together? And I hope it's a very long one. Okay. So my journey every year, who in the room and online, feel free to drop it in the chat, but who makes a vision board to start out the year? All right. I knew you were my people. I knew you were my people. And I chose this image specifically because I'm old school. I know it's not best for Mother Earth, and I help do my part in other ways, but I am a tangible person. I love those magazines, and I get out my scissors and my glue sticks, and I create that vision for the year. So 2019, let's go back a couple years. 2019, I chose the word shine, right? So on my vision board, I had pictures of traveling the world, of learning to cook and playing tennis and doing all the things. And so in the middle of my vision board, like you saw the picture of my family, I put my family, and then I choose my word for the year in big letters. 2019 did not disappoint. It was a year filled with so much light, and it was just the best. So in keeping with that tradition, December 2019, I sit down, I reflect on the year, and think about what I want to achieve in 2020. And guess what word I chose? I contemplated it for a long time. I chose the word stretch. Guys, do you know what I was going to do? I was going to stretch my mind. I was going to read more books than I ever read before. And I was going to stretch my heart. I was going to be more intentional. I was going to be an intentional mother, wife, sister, and daughter, and a friend. I was going to work on my relationships. And guess what? I was done killing myself with cardio. I was going to learn power yoga. What a beautiful story, right? Do you see how that all came together? Well, guess what? I was stretched. And each and every one of you were stretched too, beyond our imagination. Our communities were stretched, our healthcare stretched, our food and supply chain stretched, and our patients and our relationships. Now, this is meant to be a lighthearted story and to make a point, but I choose that word because words are powerful. And they're so powerful, in fact, every year I sit down to do this exercise, my husband says, Monica, just choose your words wisely. So when we started, like Lindy mentioned, I'm fairly new. So we wanted.
Why do they not get her a table to put her cup on?
To rally behind, right? When you need a lot of people rowing in the same direction and to get on board, it's easiest to do by having that theme. And so we as a team, we started thinking about what we wanted 2023 to look like. And there are many different inputs, and I'm going to get into probably stuff that's really going to bore you, but I like. And there are many different inputs, but we look at some of the consumer behavior and attitudes that are happening right now. So right now, I'm sure you have all read them, but there are many books that talk about making the small changes in everyday habits, that 1% better each day, it leads to what? It leads to that compound effect, right? So just little tweaks. Gone are the days that like on January 1st, you're throwing out everything in your kitchen and you're hitting it hard. No, we know that we make the best improvements and the best changes in our lives by just adding or deleting something for the biggest impact. So guess what? I get to share with you a quote from such a great book. Now, my favorite book on the matter happens to be Atomic Habits. Has anyone read it? Love that book. But
oh my God.
I wanted to make sure that we shared this quote because I think it's so powerful.
The table are too oily, the cup won't
over
stay.
2023. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Yes. Now, Darren Hardy, he is the author of The Compound Effect, and this quote is from him. And I'm going to try to make it very concise how I wrap this up. But what he says is that he's not smarter than all of us and everybody else. But what he is he is the most consistent. And he found that if he did the same thing every day, that it led to this bigger compound effect. And so we're going to tie this in to our theme of the year, which is reset your routine. Healthy habits are found in our daily choices. So what do you think? You're probably thinking, okay, so Monica, great. What does this mean to our business? What does it mean to our products? So before I tell you about the product marketing roadmap, I want to just focus on this word reset. So like my little story at the beginning, we all spend a lot of time talking about resetting, right? We had to reset our expectations, and we definitely had to reset our priorities coming out of the last couple of years. And why I love this word is because during this time of year specifically, it gives us a lot of hope, right? It's like you get to start over anytime you want. Now, that is the colloquial definition, or the traditional definition is to set again or anew. But at Young Living, we're going to also take the approach with helping to define so that we can carry this story throughout the entire year. And so we are defining it by you reset your routine by restoring the positive we put in and around our bodies, and you're reducing what's harmful. So we can do it in two ways. You restore the positive,
I think I see your comments.
The harmful. So I want to try, this is where you're like, okay, that's great.
Hello.
And I want to try to give you some examples of
you haven't
how
missed
we will
anything
be
other than Young Living
weaving
apparently is
this
going to
in
share their testing.
to our product positioning and our product storytelling. So you can see on the left column, we have restore. So these are the positives that we'll want to add to our routines, those tiny little shifts in behavior or shifts in what you're putting in your bodies to make that bigger change. And then reduce is what you can take away. So sugars, white flour, harmful skincare, toxic cleaners. Now I'm going to give you an example how this could come to life. So I'm going to spend a lot of time toward the end of the presentation talking about daily vitamins and supplements, but let's talk about ancient grains. So can you imagine if we have this amazing product line that we've had for a long time, and it's really easy to forget about those products in our portfolio because Mark and his team, they're really busy working on innovation and these new products, and it's easy to chase those. But in between those moments, let's take time and focus on the products that we already have in our portfolio.
Sorry,
like
my
our
allergies are
ancient
bad.
grains.
My back of my throat's like.
Right? I really subscribe to this philosophy of launching and loving your products. And I've seen this several times in a huge way throughout my career, but many times in smaller ways where you've actually launched products in the marketplace before consumers are ready for them, or before there's consumer demand or consumer education on how important our products are. So ancient einkorn, what if we did a challenge, and what if we did proper education around the great benefits that just by removing white flour and replacing it with our ancient grains?
What?
How many people, if every one of us were rowing in the same direction?
Oh, let's play on people's phobias
all of our
about
social
food.
Channels and our platforms are on fire talking about the same thing.
Wow.
How many people can we help have a better lifestyle with just one simple change? Right? Another example.
I would like to see more focus and emphasis on einkorn,
Okay,
ancient grains. What the hell?
Should I make you raise your hand for this?
Take a seat. Yeah.
Who overindulged over the holidays? I've spent the last 2 months. Who am I, right?
Could be MF.
What if during those holiday times, can we take those opportunities and talk about holiday hacks? We talk a lot about how we survive the holidays and relationships, but let's
Thank
talk
you
about
for liking the stream.
how our bodies
I'm still looking
can
for a
thrive
seal
during these times and the benefit of gut enzymes. And again, if each one of us are doing the same storytelling, this is how we light products on fire and how we impact the most households. Okay, did that help paint a little bit of a picture of what to expect? Okay. So like I said, there are many different inputs that
They
go
did give her a
into
chair.
creating a marketing calendar. And one of the most important ones is sitting right in this room, and they're online with us, right? We take
haters?
your feedback.
Us?
We take all brand partners' feedback. We take our consumers' feedback.
Cat's gonna go
and then we layer it
crazy
in with
on this
what's happening from
talk.
a competitive landscape.
It's gonna be a shit
And
show
what I
this year
wanted
for
to
Young
touch
Living.
on today, just because I don't know about you, but I always like to kind of look behind the curtain and see what's going on and how, the magic is actually created. And so
The Future of Nutrition, Health and Wellness 2022 Mental Report.
Here at Young Living, the leadership has decided to invest in this really important tool for us. And I'm so incredibly thankful that we actually have access to this database that will help guide us on what's happening in the marketplace with consumer behaviors and attitudes. And they're also a trend forecasting service. And so I pulled this information just verbatim from them. It is a company called Mintel, but I want to walk you through what's really happening in the marketplace right now. So back in 2020 and 2021, as we know, we all took our health for granted, right? There was a hyper focus on, oh no, this is happening. And maybe I didn't have my body in the best place it could have been. And so weight, immunity, and mental well-being, they are still a priority. Even though it's 2023 and there is recovery, it's still going to be a priority. Then instead of this reactive approach to health, you actually have a proactive approach as well as protecting what you already have, which is really good news for us because we want to find those people that are willing to do those small changes every day. And I wanted to give you a global approach to this because although this trend was called out in Europe, it's happening right here. And we have clean label and sustainability. And I would be remiss in saying it was only happening in Europe and the Middle East. You walk into any Sephora and you can see how clearly they define what clean and sustainability means to them. APAC is an acronym for our Asia Pacific parts of the world. And there's a trend there that's also happening here in healthy aging and inside out beauty. And so when you think of that, this is what you do inside to impact your skin health, to impact your immune system, to impact your gut health. And lastly, the mental well-being and healthy basics in America. They're right now focused on products that are basic, that are convenient.
She did say
that are low in sugar and not processed. And so my main purpose for showing this slide,
Cat's gonna rip Young Living a new one, I think.
Do you feel that we have all the products that support what the consumers are demanding? Please raise your hands. Right? So let's go help people. I need to do a better job in telling you and educating you and showing how we can easily and quickly and concisely show the benefits of our products. Okay, so that's what I'll be working toward. Now, probably why you wanted to come a little bit, I hope, because I think product marketing is super fun. But let's look at the 2023 overview. This is
Leave
very
my
high
gut
level,
and wait alone, lady.
And it's intentional. It's intentional to be high level because we want to be planned enough that we are working together, but we also want to be flexible enough.
Oh, I still need to find a freaking seal.
And be flexible to catch those trends that are happening. So it allows us to really kind of ebb and flow with what's happening in the marketplace, what's happening with your business, what's happening in the pipeline with Mark. So let's talk a little bit about, we just didn't do this, right? There is intent behind it. And so I'm going to start in Q1 and Q2. Now, the first part of the year, those first two bullet points in the previous slide, what did we see? We saw that nutrition and supplements, that consumers want and are demanding those. And so we intentionally built the first half of the year to have a real focus around this. This happens to be the biggest category right now for us and the biggest opportunity, and it's growing the fastest. So I'm going to deep dive into Q1. So I'm going to save
Someone
that.
said the
But
flowers out of
Q2,
stock right now
I
in the
talked a
live
little bit
chat.
about what
They're
we can
trying
do
to
with
push
einkorn and our ancient
einkorn,
grains,
and they
to
can't even
reset your
keep it in
nutrition.
stock.
But imagine if we all work together and
Imagine
we do
if your
replace or lower your sugar
I don't know what it's
intake,
called.
and we highlight
Shipping department?
zinc
I don't
or
know.
pure protein or power milk.
Processes, keeping
and so
stuff
this is
in
the
freaking
idea
stock
behind
for the
this,
people
is
who want to
that
buy it.
We will certainly support all the new products, but we'll also take time to tell the stories in a cohesive way throughout the year with this reset theme. Yeah, thank you. I love that feedback. Makes me happy. Okay, so Q3 is where things get a little spicy, and that's where we're going to add in Ignite. Does anyone know what the convention theme is?
Nope.
Ignite.
Let's
So
not
do it.
let's not
Reset
scam
and
people.
ignite
Let's
your
why don't we do
business.
that?
So this is why I love this theme too, is because I think it works well for a product and for your business. And so while in July, you're going to see, we're going to ignite our business, we also are going to leverage those back to school opportunities to tell stories about resetting your, I mean, our kiddos are up at 10 o'clock until 10 o'clock and it's light outside. How can we help our customers reset their kiddos' routines and reset their immunity after they've been outside of the school systems for part of the summer? And then lastly, Mark, I think you and I can agree on this, but I think that Young Living has some of the best standards there are out there. And in my very humble opinion, I don't think we're being bold enough about how we're telling the stories.
Oh my God.
Ooh, I just got some chills and shivers. So we'll spend time in Q4, maybe talking about it a little bit. So who's bummed they don't see oils up here? You know what, Brad? You don't see oils up here because we're talking about oils always.
Are we?
Exactly. And that's my point. We're the world's leader in essential oils, and we're going to talk about them always.
I thought they were too, but then they did that video on it.
I'm going to show you where I hope to spend some time and focus on that, okay? All right, who's excited? Anyone? I am. Okay.
She's taking another drink. They're going hard. They are.
It's January 6th. Okay, January 6th. This is our why. And we're going to spend January really setting up and starting like a grassroots campaign. And for example, reset your routine. Our beloved Rita could be going live in a Facebook, just slowly dripping why it's so important to make these small changes in your routine. Then you could possibly see a supplement stack, maybe some curated systems that some of the brightest minds in our company have worked to curate, possibly. And then lastly, we're going to spend the last part of January setting up the challenge that we're doing in February, okay? So just like you stack your habits for the best results, you're gonna stack your supplements, and you're going to show us how you do it. And this will be a social engagement campaign where we hope that you'll get your teams excited about sharing how they're stacking their supplements and making those little changes in their life. And we'll play along with you, and there'll be some prizes. Okay, so that will be February. And then we're gonna go into March. And this is our vitality oils focus. And so I mentioned having the ability, being planned, but being flexible enough. And in March is where we're kind of flexing to a trend that we're seeing right now on social media. And has anyone seen like those beautiful ice cubes, and they're in fun shapes, and it's so fun to make an asset? And well, we're going to do that with our vitality oils. And we'll certainly provide you with assets, but we're hoping that you'll participate in bringing this to life by choosing your favorite combination of vitality oils. Can you imagine, like, they make the ice cubes in silicone molds, And can you imagine if it's a lemon slice and then you add your lemon vitality with a sprig of mint to it, and then you take that image and you share it with your team and encourage them to share? How many homes can we get vitality oils into? Right?
None.
Okay.
Let's not take vitality oils internally.
I'm very passionate about this, that we are all, I think if we can work together to choose an oil of the month that we want to highlight every month, at how much more energy that we can have in the field, accomplishing that mission that Ben
I have
was
a
talking
ginger
about.
and lime ice cube in my tea right now to make my ginger lime
I have
water.
one more thing.
Oh.
It's a little surprise. So who's been to beauty school? Yes.
Everyone there.
Yes. Luba, are you here? She's not. I hope she's watching virtually. So much good participation with beauty school. Now, who in the room thought beauty school was just for personal care items or makeup? Okay. A couple, and it's okay. It's a fair mistake because the name is great, but it can be a little hard to understand that you actually get education across all the categories that we play in. So I talked about renew. It's getting a little refresh, and in a good way. It's everything you loved about beauty school, but just with a little refresh. So this is the beautiful new logo that the creative team and Luba, they've all worked so hard to bring to life. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. What do you think? Good. I'm glad you like it. And then what they've done here is that they have created these kind of sub logos, if you will, that will tell you what each experience will focus on. And most likely you're going to get education across all of them. But I just love how they did this to really drive home that it's across all categories. And don't worry, raindrop technique is still part of it. We are just hot off the presses with it. So I didn't have a chance to include it, but it will be included with the education. Now, I do have to look at my notes.
The butt stuff.
The virtual, our first virtual is February 23rd, and registration will open January 13th. So just make sure you help us spread the information that beauty school is now Experience Young Living. All right, guys. I really wanted to do such a good job for you. I know so many of you have traveled. And as I was rehearsing last night, my husband, he didn't have much of a choice but to listen to me. But I said, I had this whole plan. I was going to say, in conclusion, and I made this pretty bold statement. And he's like, wow, that's bold. Are you up for the task? So my word for 2023 is no excuses. And I know it's 2 words technically, but I was trying to make it positive because I always like my words positive, but that's really Nike's Just Do It. So no excuses for Monica Catalano. And I'm going to fail, and that's okay. But my intention behind it is I want to come to work every day with you in mind and make no excuses for the work that's being done here. So thank you for letting me join you.
Thank you for letting me join you. I'm just going to walk off the stage.
So I
no,
used
she's
the
not.
word brilliant 4 or 5 times today. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
I think the reality of all the products
he is brilliant indeed. And he and I
brand partners
been
talk
able
the
to
most
work
about
together
products
in the
with
past,
full
but not
PV. It
directly,
makes
but
sense. If we're
at the
doing
same
the work,
company,
we're
and I
going to
always
do the work
admired
with the
him.
products we can get
Ben
paid the
mentioned that he's a
most
great leader.
for the same
You know what?
amount
I
of
think he's a great
work.
human being.
Angela.
And I was beyond thrilled to be able to work with him again. So I get to introduce Dr. Mark Bartlett, Executive Vice President of Science and Product Development.
Who did these
You need a minute?
filters on these
welcome.
faces?
Thank you so much. Well, I feel a little egotistical because everyone showed pictures of their beautiful families, and I've just got like me there. And I don't think I even shaved for that picture. So I'm going to move on straight away. Next time I'll show the picture of my beautiful family. I'm so glad to be here. And I consider this in a way kind of like a job interview. I'm a little bit nervous about it because you don't really know me, and I've met a few of you, but I really feel at home. Last night, someone said, who are you? And then when I told them who I was, they said, well, what are you going to do here? And so I really appreciate that directness, and I'm going to share some of that with you today. So I'm going to share a little bit about my background and then kind of what happened and how I came to be here, and my impressions of Young Living. And some of, I'm really not completely inculcated into the culture yet. So I'm kind of mainstream science guy that sort of discovered this company that's doing essential oils. Anyway, I'll talk about that. And, over time, you can help to sort of bring me into the culture a little better, okay? And then we'll talk a little bit about the future. So about my background, I am from Australia, as you can probably tell, mate. And this is my sister's farm. I'm standing next to my sister, and my mum's in the tractor, the old Fiat. My family was kind of sort of, I call it outback. My mother thinks I'm exaggerating, but, we had an outdoor toilet. Doesn't that count? It's outback, right? And we were really kind of west of the Blue Mountains on the fringes, and we raised sheep and apple orchards. And
I like his yellow coat.
Kind of feel a real connection to the soil.
It is a snooze fest.
And
this is for their top people.
Really fit in all that well,
Platinum, diamond, crown diamond, royal crown diamond.
Here.
And us.
Because you know what I used
the
to
haters
do?
On the internet.
Like I have 8 children, and I don't think that any of them have actually ever eaten bread bought from the store. Or if they do, I'm very disappointed. Right? I stone ground my own wheat, and before I could afford electricity, I did it by hand and made all my own bread from wheat that I bought from the farmers. And, I just feel like it's that much better. And so people have always thought I'm weird, but I think he's a real doctor, weird, right? So, okay. So from the farm then went to the big city, and I was the first in my family to
As for PVDC, they're retiring a ton of stuff, raising prices, decreasing PV in amounts. They're desperate for money. Yep.
Okay. There's a couple of slides missing.
Here has all the details on Young Living.
Go forward and see. Oh, they're not there. Okay. Well, a little bit more about my background then. So I went to the Australian National University and got a degree in chemistry. Really especially loved sort of plant chemistry and what the plants were doing sort of automatically that we were kind of mimicking. I thought that was fascinating. Then I didn't really know what to do with that. So I chose to do some more study, and I did a master's degree in biochemistry. And in that one, it was kind of, again, driven by my love of plants, looking into plant carbohydrate chemistry. How do plants take the light from the sun and water from the soil, and how do they create all of those molecules? Because that's basically what they do. And to get into technical detail, they have a 5-carbon sugar phosphate receptor that actually takes CO2 from the air and then build a 6-carbon sugar and then break it down into 3 and then break it back up into 6 and do all sorts of amazing things. And before you know it, the plants have got essential oils and all sorts of things in them. So that was my passion then, and discovered a new enzyme in plants and a new sort of path of carbon and photosynthesis. It was just fun. I finished doing that and did some cancer research for a while as a research assistant. And in that work, actually was really fascinated by blood platelets. So it was kind of hematology work. And there was always this connection between cigarette smoking, which all the cool people do, and heart disease. And actually there wasn't a strong biochemical connection, and we discovered that connection. That stuff that stings your eyes in the cigarette smoke, that is called acrolein. It's called a lacrimae, right? It's like a tear gas. That actually stimulates platelets to be like way more anxious, and they cause blood clots. So that was kind of a fun discovery. And then I decided, well, I kind of like this, and it doesn't pay too well. So maybe they'll pay me the big bucks if I do a PhD. So I did a PhD in immunology, and I was super interested again in cancer metastasis, how cancer cells spread, and how you might stop that. And I was trying to use natural products, not drugs. So just sort of natural sugar molecules. And we had amazing results. And then that took me to the National Cancer Institute in Washington, D.C., or Maryland, I suppose, if you want to be specific. So I worked in experimental immunology there, kind of doing the same thing. How do cells talk to each other, and how can you take advantage of how they talk to each other to prevent cancer and inflammation, autoimmune disease? After a while, I sort of came to this conclusion, and I think the whole slide deck's not here, so I'll just paraphrase my own words. And it was, plants make these compounds that are the inspiration for the drugs. So the chemists take the plant compound and they go, well, that kind of works. Let's just make it more potent, more toxic. And, there's room for that. But I figured, you know what? If the plants have made those compounds, if you eat them every day or partake of them every day and stay healthy, isn't that so much better than waiting until you're sick and then having to use the modified compounds, right? So that was my epiphany, and I left the NIH. I said, I want to work in an area where we can rediscover what plants do for us.
Oh no,
and
I'm sorry, Kelly.
I guess our passion for that healthy lifestyle. So I left the NIH. Now here's my old professor,
and I
worked with him on some anti-cancer drugs at the Australian National University for years.
Book on helping
and then I went to NIH.
Get out.
I left NIH and said, Mom, I'm going to come and join this company that and focus on phytochemicals. And my mother, a few years later found this in the, it was published like, oh my gosh, this drug that you're working on could be available in 4 years. And she said, and then she wrote this on the top.
This could have been you. Oh my God.
She said, Mark, you have missed the mark, right? and like Andrew, this just fuels my passion. It just fills my cup, right? So I did spend the next 27 years then working for something that I really believed in, right? And it was really, how do we age healthily?
Just turn my camera off for a second.
That's what we called it, but it's really sort of prevention of sort of all of these things that can happen to you, especially as you age. So why not try to slow the aging process? And I worked in the area of nutrition science, and I'm really excited to be able to, join with Monica in sharing with you some of the things I learned. There's some amazing stuff about nutrition science. These vitamins and minerals are actually, what do they do in your body?
Whoops.
They are cofactors for the enzymes in your body that metabolize, that are able to catalyze all of the chemical reactions of life. And if you are marginally deficient in any of those vitamins or minerals, those nutrients, then your body will be actually on an accelerated path to aging. And I want to share that with you. So maybe we'll get together and make some videos or do some Zoom meetings or something. I was very interested in free radical biology, which is really just another way of saying antioxidant science and how that helps the body. Again, plant molecules that they've provided for us. And I really became interested in plant bioactives and their role in nutrigenomics. So some of these small molecules actually interact with the DNA, and they trigger the DNA to upregulate or downregulate those enzymes in the body and other things. So they
Karina,
really
you didn't miss
change
anything.
The way that your body behaves. So that's what I did for quite a while. And for one reason or another,
tough, for sure.
I decided to leave that after 27 years. I really wanted to kind of settle down, kind of felt like things were just getting in the way, too hectic, and I wanted to write a book.
You're playing Candy Crush?
Sort of
Love
share
it.
some of the things that I'd learned. And then someone called me, and his name was Prasad. And he's actually someone that I knew for quite a few years and had worked with. And he said, Mark, I have this friend named Prasad who wants to talk to you. Gotcha. He was my friend Prasad, the engineer, who was actually a cousin or something to Prasad, the Young Living. So I got this call from Prasad, and Prasad said, hey, come to lunch with me. And I'm like, I know what this is about. And I said to my wife, what do I say? She said, well, you need to be polite. Why? Well, because he was calling from Young Living, and my wife had actually worked for Young Living 20 years ago in the old school building down there in Payson. And I remembered from that she always came home really happy and smelling funny, right? But truly, she shared experiences at Young Living that she really loved. And Young Living didn't know this at the time, and my old company didn't know this at the time. But she was kind of a research assistant for Mark Schroeder and their Gary, right? And she had all sorts of crazy assignments. And one of them was, we're trying to find the perfect grain. And so I actually worked with her to look at sort of the, the amino acid profiles of the various grains. And this was kind of the genesis of when they went to einkorn, right? And the other thing, the thing that I got for my
Kira with the knowledge
was,
yep. As a doctor, he should know that.
Many years supply of this
Shadow.
red juice that Young Living was making called 𝐔𝐒𝐄 Red, which again, I was drinking every day and have been for a long time. And Bill Poppin, a great guy, used to sneak that to our house
I know
like
y'all
every
can hear
month
that
or
in
so
the
and give me
background.
my 𝐔𝐒𝐄 Red. So I love that stuff, still drink it, have been for 20 years. So that's why I had to be polite and sort of answer Prasad. And he said, come to lunch with me. I said, okay. The worst that could happen is I get a free lunch. And he brought Ben with him. And, those guys were terrific. And they talked about where Young Living was today. And I said, what? They're that big now? They used to be in the high school down in Payson. Like, there were holes in the windows and the pigeons flew into the gym, right? I mean, IT had to cover their computers as soon as they left for 10 minutes or there'd be pigeon droppings on there. So, and now we've got this.
I see.
Right? So they didn't want this guy who was kind of well known in the valley to turn up. So after hours, Prasad sneaked me into the building and we did sort of an after hours tour. And I was again blown away because I've either worked in or run labs around the world for 40 years, right? And I look at this equipment and I go, you guys have got the state of the art stuff. Like, is this just for show? I see the glass out the front and they're like, no.
Dang it.
I mean, it's brilliant. And beyond that, other labs, food science labs, and where we go here, engineering labs, and even a greenhouse, which is amazing to me because I love plants, and I grind my own wheat, and so I thought that connection is incredible. The herbarium, all of this stuff. I started to realize this is a legitimate company, and I even walked past. HK's office and Richard's office and Chris's office, and I see the chemicals, like on the wall behind them, and I'm just like, I am home. And I was like, forget the book, I'm going to join Young Living, right?
Happens.
Yeah. So I've been here 4 months now, and I have, during that time, really, it's been about meeting the people that work here. And I really didn't know what to expect. Like, am I going to have to build up the science from the ground up or what? And I just walked into a gold mine of amazing people. I mean, the team here, incredible. So, here's HK, who has published 80 papers. I mean, I don't know, 80 just doesn't seem like a big number if you're talking dollars. But, this is a team that has a depth of experience. And so, this is 4 of the PhDs. There's also one in Okinawa, right? Dr. Wu, just incredible people to know. In general, what are they doing? Well, what they are doing is amazing chemistry. Like, these are very well qualified chemists that just know everything about essential oils. I've learned so much since I've been here. So, fantastic company, amazing commitment to state-of-the-art equipment and laboratories, and amazing people that are still here with us and have great stuff going on.
Oh my God.
Where do I go from here? So I'm looking. What I'm doing is I'm reading things. So Mary and Karen.
1991 history, Gary, Spokane, Mary.
And,
what does that
and
mean?
Here's one of the things. We've created a whole range of products from food and nutritional
what does that mean?
supplements to tinctures to skincare, all of which contain these beautiful essential oils. And I'm like,
those guys all look really smart. We love you guys. You can tell how smart someone is by how they look. Give me a break.
Personal care products and yeah, if the essential oils are for perfumes, I'm down with that. That's awesome.
You can tell how smart someone is by how they physically look. Get out of here. Bye, Crystal.
It's easy, right?
Have a good day.
I can make those kinds of products. Well,
have a good day, Crystal.
It's not that simple, but at least let me share
this
you with you
explains
where
so
I've
much,
been
Dee.
all this time, right? So here is 𝐷𝐄𝐒𝐃 𝐃𝐒𝐒𝐿, right? It's the carrot, and the way that I would view a carrot in my sort of experience professionally over all these years, I would look at a carrot and say, well, what do we get from a carrot? First of all, the macronutrients. So a carrot, does it have protein? Yeah, it's got about 0.5 gram of protein. If you're a bodybuilder, you probably need more than carrots, but there's protein in there. There's carbohydrates, about 6 grams of carbohydrates, including 3 grams of sugar.
Yep.
And 0.1 grams of fat. So it's probably not a complete diet like einkorn right there.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild here, Avery.
World, right? And that's the carrot. Well, there's more to the carrot than just
Sorry, I was managing
macronutrients,
something
right?
on the other side.
So let's look at
trying
that.
to solve a
It's
technical
not a
problem,
complete list,
which
but about
I'm the queen of
10,000
technical
IU of
difficulties,
vitamin
so
A.
here we are.
And it's got some sodium and some potassium and
Maybe
3.6
it's still
milligrams on an
processing.
average carrot of vitamin C. So what's the daily value of
Kat,
vitamin
I
C
just,
to prevent
you wanna
sort
hop
of
on? I know you're
deficiency disease
working.
or scurvy or something? It's more like 60 or 80. So you're going to have to eat a lot of carrots. So once again, it's not perfect, but that's how we view the carrot.
If you looked at my
Okay,
cousin, you'd
and
think he's
with
dumb as
my
a box of
interest in
rocks, but his IQ is
phytochemicals, I view the
176.
carrot
Holy
even
shit.
more deeply, a much deeper level. So what about the phytochemicals? So there are carotenoids
Yes.
in the carrot.
Tell us, Lynn.
Beta-carotene, alpha-carotene, beta-cryptoxanthin, and actually there's not really strictly vitamin A because actually the body converts these carotenoids into vitamin A if you need it, right? So these are carotenoids, but they're also
Should I
antioxidants.
click the
They
link?
do all
What
sorts
should
of
I
cool
do?
things.
I'm still
And
waiting
what
for
about
them to.
anthocyanins? These are these polyphenol compounds. Actually, the orange carrot, 𝐔𝐒𝐄 is lacking. Did you know in the old days, most carrots weren't orange? They were like white or purple. And then the Dutch, you know, their national color was orange. So that may have been one of the reasons, but they bred these orange carrots that were much sweeter and sort of everyday happy. But in the old days, anthocyanins, the purple, they were providing even more phytochemicals. So for me, it stopped right there. That is the story of the carrot. It's pretty exciting. You don't need any more. And then I think, what would Young Living do with the carrot? And the next step is oils, right? Can you get good essential oils from a carrot? Because that's the crazy thing that you would try to do. Actually, if you look at the history of the carrot, before we started eating the tuber, the root, they were actually valued for the greens, the seeds, and the flowers, and they made essential oils and aromas from that. And then we decided to eat the root and throw the rest away. So to me, that is a microcosm of Young Living, is that we can appreciate the carrot for more than just its orange root, that we actually go the next level. And so that was a paradigm shift for me because, you know, Gary, again, is always trying to stretch us. I hear all these stories that Mary tells where Gary says something and Mary says, you're going to do what? You did what? We're going where? Right? That's kind of, isn't that the story of Gary and Mary? And I'm starting to feel a little bit of that pressure from him. So we've gone beyond, right? Okay, we make supplements and we do all these other things and we just use this oils for perfumes. I'm thinking, I need to go a little deeper than that, don't I? Because he said, when we're trying to re-educate our thinking process and go in a different direction than the customary herbal formulas, vitamin formulas, and mineral formulas, it takes time for us to make the psychological connection to something that is brand new. We have not had a previous emotional, psychological, or social attachment or connection to as we have not had with oils in this form of fashion. These are transcribed from audio, so they're not perfect, right? But you get the gist there. I'm hearing Gary telling me, you've got to make some changes here, Bartlett. You've got to sort of adapt to a new way of thinking. And so another thing that he said, again, that's not on the slide deck there, but you know, remember back when I left NIH and why I left them? Because I was saying the plants had what was there, and then man is sort of creating drugs from them, and why not just sort of stick with the plants and stay healthy? Well, Gary said the way to a life that is full of vitality and strength.
Am I talking out
lies
loud?
not
God dang
in
it.
What,
Sorry, guys.
Lies
Hey, Heather.
in what God has created, I would say.
We're talking about
plants,
Ritska's
and
Young
not
Living.
in what man has altered. And I read that, right? I read that and I said, wait a minute, I said that. And then I'm looking up dates like, did I say that before he said that? Because So that really helped me to think and sort of reevaluate. And so I started to think, what do aromas do? Where's the science of that? How can we, earlier Ben said, if you can't measure it, then what? You can't improve it. With science, if you can't measure it, there is no science. So I need a way to measure this in my own head. That's just how we think. We need to sort of do this together a little bit, rather than be thought of as you're kind of out there on the fringes, you're like tree-hugging hippies, and we don't understand you. If we are going to share with two and get two, then sometimes we have to be able to speak their language, which is the language that they're learning every day. And you guys have advanced way beyond that, but we need to sort of find a point of connection there. And I kind of feel like that may be one of my jobs. Maybe that's why I'm
Heather
here.
is an awesome
So I look at this
anti-MLM creator. Go follow her channel.
Here, right?
If you want.
Smell is a potent
If you like
wizard
very
that
logical,
transports you across
concise
thousands of miles and all the years you've lived.
videos, she packs a lot of
And,
punch in
to
a
me, it
short amount of
does.
time.
If
And
I
then
sit
sometimes you get a
quietly and I
treat
think
and they're extra long.
10,000 miles away in Australia, I would get up in the morning, I'd hear
Buffer.
the kookaburras. I would smell
Oh no,
the
did the stream
eucalyptus.
stop? Shit.
I would smell
Sorry.
the lanolin from the wool.
I think it's
of the
my
sheep that are wandering
freaking
around.
VPN.
There are those aromas
Sorry,
just take me straight
sorry.
back to my youth in Australia. There's a reason
y'all
for
still
all
see
that,
me?
right? And it goes beyond maybe
Lift Panic,
just
what's
the
up?
science of the early science of the carrot. So what's going on? Well, you guys know all this. I'm learning this from you, but I'm loving it. That there's a psychology to smell. The aroma comes into our nose, and right up here we have this amazing collection of nerves in this olfactory bulb, the olfactory epithelial, which is unique in all the rest of the body because those nerves from the brain are sort of literally dangling in air.
Okay.
And we've come to appreciate that through
No.
COVID because many of us have had an altered sense of smell after catching
I'm closing
that, right?
stuff
the
out.
coronavirus is able to sort of interfere with
Dang
those, the olfactory bulb and alter our sense of smell.
I'm trying to close
we're
it
like,
out.
Oh, it kind of exists. It's back there in the nose somewhere. Well, what's it doing, right? These odorant molecules are then hitting the olfactory bulb, and where are the wires going?
Is it still
Straight into
buffering?
the middle of our brain, sort of passing all of those areas of reason and logic and sort of to the center of the brain, the limbic system, where it's very much associated
It
with
looks
other
fine on my
things.
end. No.
So our memory, our motivations, fears and hopes, all of those things are all sort of tied up there in that primitive part of the brain. And so it can then have a major role in regulating emotions, impacting behavior. You guys know all this, but I needed to sort of look at the science and understand how this works. So
sorry.
I changed my paradigm,
I'm
and
trying
this
to
is kind of
fix
what the
it.
paradigm looks like now. It's not about changing the rate of aging. Maybe it's part of that, but really what it is about
Is that
a full
better?
life, isn't it? I realized that young living is about a full life. And so it means healthy body,
Yeah.
healthy mind,
I
healthy
know.
spirit. Maybe the big blue circle is healthy planet. But, when you think about your life's
Oh,
experiences,
God, it's this.
if we have our health,
Good. It's not
that's a
connected.
huge blessing.
Can y'all hear me now?
And if we got to do the best that we can to keep our health and stay healthy and keep the health of the ones that we love, that's just a wonderful thing. If we are healthy, then we'll also, if we're healthy inside, that will also reflect in our complexion,
no.
our hair, our beauty. And beauty is
Shoot, I don't
important. It's our
know.
self-image. That's also part of our existence. But I think beyond that,
No.
who we love, our relationships, our memories,
Sorry,
our
guys.
motivations, that is the full life. And that's the magic thing that young
I can
living
still
has
see
tapped
me.
into. And that's thanks to Mary and Gary and all of those pioneers and you.
Let me see
So
if I can.
love the new paradigm.
Dang it.
Just loving it here. Back to this tough question then. Why am I here? What am I going to do? What's the future here? Again, I think it's really
I don't know what's
about
happening.
galvanizing our team. Our team has done an incredible job in R&D, for example, of validating the essential oils, of assuring
It's not. I
and
don't have it
giving
on. It's
confidence that
off.
there's purity in the oils.
My VPN's off.
That
So
we understand the chemistry, and they've done that amazingly well. You go to the Facebook posts of
It's not connected
Chris
right now.
Valbank, and that's kind of representative of the amazing things that they're doing. And I'm saying to myself, that's kind of the easy part. The harder part might be the biology, because that's when the lawyers start saying, I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if you can say this, right? So there's some challenges there.
I turned it off.
But there's also some amazing roads for innovation that we can do. So let me share a couple of things with you. Here's Gary.
The crazy thing is,
he kind of reminds me of the Beatles or something because, his life was so active and so busy that he wasn't even able to sort of do all the things that he wanted to do. So he has these archives, right, of oils and things that you've never seen, and sort of some methods that he was working on and some innovations that he wanted to see happen, but sort of never really did it. There aren't very many Garys left in the world, and certainly at Young Living, we really miss him.
Okay.
But we do have a team of people that are trying to
quit everything. I'm not sure what's
mission.
going on.
So as an example, one thing
something's downloading in the background.
We've done amazing things, but other companies
Oh
are
my
catching
God.
up, or they think they do, right? They've got
I know
many
what
of the same
happened.
oils. They copy some of our
Sorry.
names. And we're also
Sorry.
in the status
I know what
quo.
happened.
This is how you make an oil.
Something was
it's a steam
downloading in the
distillation, or it's
background.
what's
Sorry.
it called? A hydro distillation.
Am I back?
There's some basic methods that people use. Are there any other
Something was
frontiers
downloading in the
way that
background.
we bring out these beautiful oils from the plants? Gary thought they were, and he was
Sorry.
working on some things. And for about a decade,
Yay,
we've been
I'm
working
sorry,
on some of
guys.
those things too. And I'm not allowed to tell you exactly what that means, but let's talk about let's just call it a new generation.
Something was
a way
downloading
to
in the
extract these
background
oils from the
for my
plants and
work.
get more from them.
And I canceled
And
it.
we've got patents pending. So again, I'm not going to talk much about it. But
It was
I want
like
you to
10
experience
gigabytes
it.
of
So
download.
We're going to hand out some oils.
And I didn't realize.
And it's really just a citrus, but we've got sort of a basic
Sorry.
citrus, which we're going to call simple on the bottle. So smell that from the bottle. And then smell complex.
Okay, cool, lift panic.
And it's just
Technical
representing a new way
difficulties.
that
It
we
happens
are
here. Sorry.
experimenting with and trying to patent in oils. And we're not going to do this with all of our
Thank
oils.
you for linking her
I really
channel,
feel that our
Kira.
oils need to be purpose-driven, right? So there will be instances and definite reasons to be using some of these new methods, and which I think you'll enjoy. So that's some of the things for the future. Let me talk about this a little bit more. So I've become fascinated in this. My daughter is a neuroscientist. She's studying medicine now, but she was a neuroscience major, and she's worked in that area. And her husband is a PhD in artificial intelligence. So together they make quite the power couple, right? I was sitting at the table one morning in the kitchen table, and my son, who was about 10 at the time, says, "Dad, how many senses are there again?" And I said, "There are 5, son. Trust me, I'm a scientist." And my daughter said, "Well, actually, there are 22 or 23 that we know of." I'm like, "What?" And they said, "Yeah." Like, "What do you mean?" "Well, sure, you have all the ones that we know of, but what about proprioception? Like, try this. Close your eyes and bring your nose as close to your nose as possible, but don't touch it. And then open your eyes. It's right there, isn't it? So your body knows the positioning. That's one of the senses. So, he described the other 22 or so. But so we think we know things, but we don't, I suppose. We have to keep learning. So
Hey,
I'm
Val,
really interested
I had
in
an
this.
issue. I had a
And
technical
I'm interested
issue.
in doing a more systematic and a rigorous study of the olfactory senses and
Hey,
their
Val and
response
Gus,
to
hope you're
essential
good.
oils. I want us to be able
Okay.
to speak that language when, or at least publish papers that you can share with your friends.
There
that
was.
show,
I was
hey, we're doing
downloading a
little bit
10
more than
gigabyte
the
file in the
other guys are.
background accidentally,
We
and
understand how they work.
it paused the
it's
stream
not just
for
woo,
a
it's
second.
real science. So we know that there's a phylogenetic tree
He
of
didn't miss
olfactory
anything. He's just
senses and receptors.
everyone in the
There's
chat's
5
like, "Oh my
groups
gosh, you're one
that
of us
total a number
oily
of
people."
389 receptors in that olfactory bulb, right? It's pretty interesting. And so if we smell, for example, something like cherry, I've got like a grid here that represents the 389 receptors. Certain of them, it doesn't look exactly like that. I guess we could make it look like that. But the brain says cherry. And the way the brain says cherry is by which of those small molecules, the phenols or the ketones or the aldehydes, those small molecules are binding to receptors in the olfactory bulb.
My allergies are bad. I'm
And
sorry.
the
I didn't
ones
mean
that
to
lit
click.
up the strongest, and the combination of those give you the cherry or the apple or the lavender or the burnt rubber, whatever it might be. You're able to determine it that way. And I don't know if you know about this, but we're doing some science in Japan right now where scientists have actually been able to clone cells so that we have 389 different cells. Each of them contains one of those receptors. So now you can make kind of a grid pattern. And
They are
if
shading
that
doTERRA.
receptor, let's say it's Q9Y5P1, which is
Free the
receptor number
archives.
241. If the right small molecule binds to it,
Gary Young,
cell
the
has been
Beatles.
engineered so that it lights up, that it actually triggers ATP production. The cell
There
lights
was some
up, and you know
buffering.
exactly which receptor.
Hopefully
is lit
it'll
up
fully
by
buffer when it
which
uploads.
Particular aroma. So we've done
Like
some work
it'll be
already
crisp.
to show, for example, this is what those receptors look like. This is the
Thank
heat
you for
map
looking the stream.
lavender. So we know like which ones are most strongly. It looks like OR4A47 and 5211 and so on. These are the ones that are most strongly lit up.
BLIPPII.
This gives us a pattern now, something that we can
That's
measure.
not mommy, that's Blippy.
And when we can do that, then we can start actually to link that to behavior or what the studies say lavender does. Now, when we know this, we can actually, think about it. I think Mary wants to do an oil, a new oil. She says compassion. I've been thinking a lot about compassion lately. Which receptors do we know that are lit up when someone is acting that way, when someone has compassion? And then let's go through the oils. Let's experiment. Let's see which ones are the most obvious. Now, some people can do this. I'm just amazed at how Gary, Mary, other experts are able to do this because they have this innate sense, this ability to know how to put together an oil like Believe. I think that's just amazing. But, I am very well aware of my limitations, I guess, and the limitations of the team. So the science is not only good for helping to confirm what we've already done, but also to go in new directions and also, again, to help you share with your friends
this is
the amazing
interesting,
things that we can
obviously,
do at Young
but
Living.
do I like that
So
MLM is
thank you
talking about
so
it?
much
No.
for being so warm and welcoming. I'm so happy to be here and bless the future.
Bless the
Now I'll hand the mic
future.
over to Ben.
Ben Riley,
All right.
my arch nemesis.
We didn't oversell the brilliance, did we? Isn't that great? I undersold it. I think we have undersold Dr. Bartlett.
He seems smart.
I just want you to know how proud I am of this team. You've heard from Andrew and Lindy. Lindy's been with us 20 years. Andrew for, I don't know, 5, 6, Andrew? 5 years? 5. Monica has been with us for, I think, about a month and a half. Mark's been with us for 4. I want you to know that we are bringing the best because you deserve the best. You're worth it. And we're serious about making sure we have the best people in all of the most important places. You've seen some of them today, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
I think you should not
Tomorrow, you're
have
getting
your
a chance to talk to more of our
jacket
team as we
buttoned
have
when
more
you
of our
are-
roundtable discussions
Maybe you
where
should,
we're going
I
to
don't
hear
know.
from you. Hear some of
Well,
your
I'm not
feedback and share
commenting
some
on
of our
people's
plans
stuff.
for the new year as well. So
Okay.
this definitely continues. I
Beth,
wanna also
believe everything I
mention,
say.
Lindy mentioned the farm tours. We're going to expand that to include retreats. There's some more work to do, but we're going to enable you to
Ray
book
Higdon
farms and
has
accommodations.
a moment coming for him,
through
I
the
will
same
say that.
site. And the reason we're doing that is because I want you to plan your team retreats at our farms. Who's been to a harvest? Who's been to a planting?
We're not raising
Right?
our
Almost
hand when you
all of
ask
have
us to
experienced
raise
that,
it.
and you know what it does. And I want your team to have that experience. We want them to experience the farms. Nobody else does it. Nobody else does it. And we need to use that competitive advantage for our teams and for your business. So that's also to come. There's some additional work. So we're not announcing that timeline. As Lindy mentioned, the farm tour booking site is live now. You can do that. We'll add accommodations here relatively shortly. We have a lot of work that's happening in that area. This afternoon, we've got a great rest of the day planned, including all of the announcements that we haven't made just yet. So you'll get a chance to hear from Prasad in operations. He tried to escape the
My
stage,
stomach
and we
hurts
won't let
so
him
bad. I
because
need to find my medicine.
we love Prasad, and he does a ton for our business. So he's going to share some of the work that they've done on the operations side, and also introduce some of the members
Let
of
me
his
turn my
team that are
camera
doing
off. I'll
some
be right
really
back.
cool
I need to go get
things.
my
Colby's
medicine.
going to share more about feeding more of those kids. And that's going to be a really cool announcement. It's
Ben
something that
Riley, don't
Colby
you
has
do
really
it.
It's been a labor
Damn
of
it.
love for him. And he's brought a really amazing program that I'm so excited for him to share with all of you. You're also going to get a chance to hear from Marin and our foundation. She's going to share more about the Academy and its expansion, as well as we have a US-Canada specific announcement for all of you that's going to be very exciting. And I'm not going to steal that thunder, but you'll hear from Jeff Pearson and I think Rita. I can't remember who else is. Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl Baker. Yeah, so you get a chance to hear from them. So lots more to come. And then, of course, the cherry on top is our CEO, Mary Young. So you get a chance to hear from her at the end of the day as well. So lots more to come.
Sorry if that was
Lunch is out
muted.
in the
Sorry.
atrium. If you
I
could
don't
be
know if that
back
was
here at
muted
1
or not.
o'clock, I know that's a relatively short lunch, but we still got a lot to talk about. So join us back here at 1 o'clock. There will be giveaways, so be back at 1. You don't want to miss out. You have to be here to
y'all. I can't
to be
stream the
eligible.
next one.
And if you have any questions or missed checking in last night, the events team is stationed outside the 𝐔𝐒𝐃 doors, just outside this room. Enjoy lunch, everyone.
Holy shit, Ben Riley. Well, ugh. What the hell? Boo, Ben. Ben Riley on a Booberry box? What? Okay, I'm making it. Yup, they will fall. They will get. Okay, is this better? Okay. Let me make a little seal for Seed to Seal real quick. Look, so they're gonna come back at 1 o'clock, so an hour. I have a big meeting in an hour, so I can't stream the next part. Oh, I'm so bummed. Okay. We are doing something on Saturday with Young Living, so that'll be good. I'm streaming with the Snark Crew tonight. I need to check my messages because I'm literally... Stuff's been hitting the wall. The fan, the wall, the ceiling, the floor. We don't even know. Oh, yeah. Oh, Val and Guess, Aaron has something for you from the Ray downloads. And I think from Approve It one too. So I'll reach out. Or she'll reach out. I've downloaded probably 100 gigabytes of data in the past 24 hours. And I may need to train. Can you record it and then we can watch it? Possibly. If I knew how to stream it, I would for the second part, but without me on video because I'm not set up for that yet. So Kira, what you can do, so you know when you put the Zoom link in to like a browser and it says, do you want to open the app? Say no. And say no again. And then I'm sorry. When it says, do you want to open the app? Say no. You're going to cancel. And then it says open in browser so that you can still access the audio. And then you can have it. I can give you my Restream login. Do you want that? You're recording it? Oh. Okay, Kira's recording it. But without me on video because I'm not set up for that yet. Let me see. Why is this so small? Unlock. There we go. Anyways, so if y'all ever run into a problem with Zoom slapping your audio, if you press cancel on opening Zoom up in the app and you say cancel again, it'll say open in browser, and then you'll have access to the audio easier if you've been slapped before. I know some of y'all can figure it out anyways, but for streaming purposes, when you're doing it live, going through the browser is the way to go. What did I miss while you were gone? Oh, God. Young Living supposedly is going to be posting their testing and that all of their oils get tested 50 times and that they're, they always pass every single test and they're God's gift to mankind and blah, blah, blah. They're like, that's coming. Is it coming? We don't know. And then I think they're trying, and they're coming out with all these new media videos that have the real raw footage in the background to show that they're transparent. Okay. And what else? They want everyone to switch from wheat to einkorn, even though einkorn is out of stock. And that was a lot. What else? What else? I don't know. It was a bunch. It feels like they're getting set up to combat like documentaries that are coming out about Young Living, that they're trying to get ahead or combat the bad press they've received, and that they really do get upset about all of the haters and what the haters are saying about their products in the background, even though they have to behave in a corporate way on these calls. And we also heard a lady say that the only way that she got through her husband's tumor discovery, his surgery, and his recovery was with essential oils. And while we have compassion for her that she went through a traumatic thing and her husband did and her family did by in the surgery for the tumor, they paralyzed him. They paralyzed half of his body, and while he recovered, we were like, okay, we have compassion. We're not snarking on that. She then did an immediate pivot after that story and said, and the only way that I got through that experience was with essential oils, and now I never go a day without using my essential oils. I think multiple things can be true about something at the same time. I think we can have compassion for her situation and say, what the hell are you doing? Using a story to manipulate others about the efficacy of oils and how incredible they are. Kira's going to record it. Cool. I think we need to make a shirt. Val, can I make y'all, Gus and Val, can I make you a sticker? Well, I guess Val can make the sticker. She's a graphic designer. Yep, they sure did. Oh! Dominic Izzo, our B-Cup Santa guy. And we use that name to stay off his radar. I call him Cigars McManly, but I don't think that's that mean of a name, but maybe it is. So Dominic Izzo just did a podcast, and I'll tell you, he's on my podcast rotation going forward. But Dave Vaughn messaged me. Where is Dave? Dave. Who is... he said, I don't know if you caught the Bull of MLM's latest podcast on him saying all MLMs are pyramid schemes. But some folks make them pyramid scams, and that's the problem. And all those anti-MLM chicks are running dumb affiliate marketing MLM schemes because all they do is get folks to share their channel and get more views from that. What? Sir, you realize that pyramid schemes are illegal, correct? So if you're saying that they're all pyramid schemes, what the hell? Isn't that the legal term for it? Isn't scheme and scam interchangeable? So I think our beloved I think Julie Joe broke him in a good way. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I was buffering. And it's messy behind me. Oh God. All right, I gotta go eat. I have a huge meeting. Please, if you pray for me. If you send good vibes because I'm meeting with the owner of my main company, not the one I work with Jessica at, but my main one that makes me money to live. So, God, hello. We can do. Hello, I should be good at 2. You can do whatever. I'll be on my main computer, so I won't have video, so maybe we can just talk via phone and use video and screen share. That sounds fine. Okay. All right, sorry, I'm just... Yeah, that sounds cool. Good, we can just talk on the phone and screen share. I have, that sounds good. The account, so we'll just send a link if that works for you. Oh, never mind. That sounds good. I'm not sure. We can talk on the phone and I can share and we can share screen and I'll just mute audio. I have a professional Zoom, so unlimited time. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody. Hope you have a good day. Kira's going to be doing all the most in recording everything, and hopefully we can do the second part of this. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Oh, man, I still need to steal. Okay, I'll figure that out later. Bye.